Yeah. Here we go. We're doing some coding today. Yeah, so I'm just gonna double check to make sure that people are actually my streamings are actually streaming on the streaming places. Looks like I'm streaming there, and looks like I'm streaming here. Awesome. Oh, that's not right. Did I not update something? Oops. Oh, I didn't update my titles. Well, I will. Nobody's watching. I'm gonna stop streaming. No, okay. Hi. Oh, no. Whoever. Just hello. Whoever just joined. I realized I did not update my titles for my streams. I will do that after. Today we are actually. Hey, Anoop, how's it going, my friend? We are not doing the the Gutenberg release. That was yesterday. I didn't do my updates to my titles and stuff. But what we're actually doing today is we're going to be building a poll block, a custom poll block for Gutenberg. And oh, no worries, Nope. It's up on my channel. Have a look. I was doing the Gutenberg release candidate yesterday. I'd never done it. It was fun getting through that. Yeah, and so today, like I said, we're going to be building a poll block. So I am going to kind of just figure it out here. So before I get started, I'll just get into showing everyone what I'm using. I do it all the time. So I'm using local as my development environment. You can use anything you want. This is just what I use because it's simple, and I just got into the habit of using it. I'm also using VS Code, and here I'm using the purple theme, the one by Oase, which is really cool. I'm also using iTerm 2 and Oh My Zush. I'm just gonna call it Oh My Zush from now on. And yeah, so there's that, and right. Okay, cool. So today we are going to add a new block here. So I'm going to use, where am I here? I'm in here. I'm going to go npx, see if I just remembers. There we go. We're going to use the create block package because this thing just needs to have a single block. So I'm just going to use the npx. I'm going to use npx to download it from npm and then just use it temporarily. And it's going to prompt me for a whole bunch of stuff here. So I'll just do that. Block slug is going to be poll. Namespace. This will be, I think I've been using Twitch streams. Play title. So poll. Sort of description. A block that displays a poll. And Dashicon, I'll change that later. This is going to be in, let's put it in a widget. Name of the author. That's going to be, we'll say Ryan Welcher. That's me. Yep. Sure. Yep. And it's going to install some stuff. It's going to do all my work for me there, which is super handy dandy. I'm just going to, yes. Okay, sorry. And so while this is installing, it's going to run the npm stuff. So I'm gonna try to use. I've been thinking about this, and so for this poll block, we need to have a couple of things. We need to have the ability to add the items, the sort of voting items. We're going to need the ability to display the results. And I was thinking I was going to try to use this React Google Charts package that I think I've used it in the past. So I'm going to try to use that for the display, and I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to try to do this on the front end as well. So it'll be like a little mini React app that gets loaded, because then I can hopefully keep it kind of one-to-one with the the front end and the back end. So the idea is that it'll be a dynamic block. So we will render a div with an ID or a class. We'll probably an ID, and then have my React app target that. So yeah, we're gonna have to see. It's gonna be some things I have to figure out specifically, like because it's gonna be in a standard theme. What theme am I using here? I was using that. I'm gonna use 2021. If you ever get a chance, play around with the block theme stuff. It is so cool. I was messing around with it yesterday and figuring out what you can turn on and off for all the blocks with theme.json. Lots of fun stuff that you can mess with. But that'll be another stream for sure. So I'm just going to use 2021. So this is a the standard 2021 theme. So this is going to be the poll block. All right. I'm going to just save this. So let's see. What is there? Okay. So this is done, right? This is done. And I'm going to just take a look and see what we got in here. There's the thing. So we've got, where did that go? Oh, it put it in here. So I put it in the wrong spot. I'm just going to move it into poll. And no, I'm going to change. Just going to add today's data in here. November, what is it today? The 18th, 2021 -poll. I'm going to, no, nothing should be updated there. Weird. Okay, and then in our poll header, I'm just gonna put the date on here. November 18, 2021. Okay, cool. So if we look in back in here, so we got this. We'll save this draft. We'll go into our plugins. Make sure. I don't know. Okay, just save that. What's the deal, yo? Okay, so go to plugins. I'm gonna deactivate all the things, and then we've got this poll block right here. So this is, there we go. So very, very simple. Go back into our posts. Add this. Is that an the TT1 blocks? Yeah, it's a full site editing theme. It's kind of an older one. It's been around a while. It's very, very cool. There's a couple of other ones that are out there that are really good. Tove, which I think is the name of it. There's a couple of really cool ones. Helen Hosindi did a stream on updating her personal site to use that theme, and it was really, really cool. Anyways, I would check it out. Okay, so we've got this block here. Hello, whomever just joined. I see there's 2 of us here now. Thank you for joining. Feel free to drop a wave in to say hi. So I'm gonna see, we got a poll block in there. There we go. So here's the poll block that I've created. It does basically nothing at this point. Okay, so let's get into this now. Okay, so we're only doing a single block. I don't need to have multiples in here, so I'll just I'm not going to mess with like the build process or adding multiple things anywhere. So if that's something that you want to do, you can take a look at my other streams of how to augment your webpack.config file, or you can do it in the scripts thing in here. But we don't need to do that. What we do need to do is take a look at all this stuff in here. So we got an index, right? So we got a register block type. We got all this. So I'm going to change this because that doesn't need to be like that. It can just be like this, and it makes my life easier. This is just like object property shorthand. Hey, Florida Coder Man, I knew you'd get here, man. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Cool. So I'm just updating the scaffolding that comes in from the create block package. And we're doing some things. So the title of my stream is probably wrong at the moment. I'll change it afterwards. We're actually building a poll block in Gutenberg. So I'm going to mess around with trying using some external libraries and see if I can get some React rendering on the front end, and hilarity will ensue, I'm sure. So cool. So the first thing, so this is going to be a dynamic block. So this save actually only, when we have a dynamic block, we only need to have the save return null. So we can do this. We can just make it be a function that returns null. right? So that's all we need for that. Now I could have done this inside the save function, but we don't really need it anymore, so I'm just going to delete it. So what that does mean is in our register block type, we need to add, so we've got a directory. We also need to add an array. I'm going to use a shorthand array because coding standards. Render callback is going to be, this Copilot thing is awesome. It just knows what I want to type before I type it, which is great. Should give it a job. Okay, so this is going to be that. So if you're unfamiliar with this function takes 3 parameters, or receives 3 parameters. It receives the attributes of the block, and I will never ever be able to type this attributes. Receives the content, and it receives the block instance. So in the case of our stuff, so this represents any attributes that the block has. So we haven't defined any yet, but we will. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't turn on my ring light here, guys. There we go. Oh, it looks so much better now. Let me just adjust it real quick. Sorry. Let's see if that's any better. There we go. Oh, okay. I'm getting all Hollywood on you. Okay, so the attributes represent the attributes of the blocks. We've defined attributes for blocks before, so this will be whatever they are, whatever values they have. The content is if this block contained an inner blocks instance in our index, we would return the content of that inner blocks. And that is, I keep looking at my video over here when I should be looking at the camera, which is right there. So that's what that represents. So if there was an inner blocks instance, this would be the content that gets returned from it. And the block itself is just all the block data. So we can take a look at this actually. I'm just gonna var dump, which is PHP developer debug. So we can look at it. Well, you know what? I'll put the attributes in right now, but there won't be any. It'll just var dump out. I think it'll be an empty array. So because we have this here, I'm going to publish this. Uh-oh. And the first bug has reared its ugly head. Let's see. Let's try that again. Did that work? No, that worked. What's the problem? What's the problem, you? Publishing failed, not a valid JSON response. Okay. You know those bugs that just don't work and then they work? This is one of those. Okay, so you can see I'm var dumping out an empty array, which makes total sense because attributes are stored as an array and we don't have any defined. Content will similarly be, I think it'll be null. I don't really know. Oh, no. Sorry. Because this block was originally a static block, that's where that gets saved. Yes, that's where that gets saved. But if I were to, so what happened there was, let me explain that a bit. So what happened there was I inserted the block as a static block, meaning it saves its HTML to the database. And then I saved it. And then I turned it into a dynamic block by getting rid of the save function and providing a render callback. And so now that's where that content came from. So if I were to delete this, what the heck is going on here? So if I go poll block down here, I update this. All right, I gotta figure out why this is doing this. This seems awfully weird to me. Update. So my network, I should see invalid response, but I'm not seeing an invalid response. Updating. Okay, and it's working again. Oh, you know why? I think I know why. Okay, because I'm not actually building anything yet. I got built once and then not again. So I'm going to go ahead and cd into my plugins, poll. There we go. I'm gonna go npm run. I'm just gonna go npm start. I think we'll just do the npm run start command. That doesn't look good. Can't resolve save. Okay, I know why that is, because I didn't remove my import from there. Okay, cool. So let's try this again now. Okay, build worked. Good times. Back to here. I'm gonna delete this. Just to be sure that it works, I'm gonna go into the edit and go updated. So hopefully that'll work now. Refresh this. I'm not sure why I was getting that weird error. Oh, that's fine. We're gonna just delete that. Move block /POL. Insert that. There we go. So that's been updated. Good stuff. Update. Not sure why all of a sudden classes aren't working. Some weird stuff. Okay. And if I run on the front, now you can see we've got a length of 0. That was a long way around demonstrating that there's no content unless you have content. So sorry about that. Cool. And then the last thing, of course, is the block itself. It should be like the entire block instance. So you can see everything about it. The name of the block, all this goodness here. Twitch. So there's tons of stuff in here. You can do stuff with this, get information about it. But I haven't really found a lot of uses for it unless I'm doing something really complicated. So what this is going to want, it's going to want you to return the content basically at that point. So if I just do this, we'll see we have content. I think I'm going to wrap it in a div. All right, div. This should put it in the right spot. So there we go. So that's it. Now, what I've done in the past, like if you're doing cool, lots of stuff, I like the approach of using OB start to do some output buffering, right? And then what you can do is you can come out of PHP, you can do all your HTML stuff in there, and then you can return. So we could do something that looked a little cleaner, like this. So if you had really complicated markup and lots of stuff in there, you could do it that way, and then just do ob get clean. Like this, and then that'll give you the same idea. There'll be no change here, but this just makes life a little bit easier. Also, what you can do is if you have an external template, like I've seen it where, like if we had a really complicated template or something, you could do a require statement. And pull your template in there, and then it would still have access to all of these files, all these parameters in the scope of this function. But anyways, for now, I think I'm just gonna do ID. I'm gonna do this Twitch. Call this, what is it? Twitch pull block. Right, because this is going to be basically where we render our app inside of this, and I'm going to do like requires. I'm going to do all right, say requires. I don't even know if this is really a thing you have to do anymore, because what doesn't have JavaScript on? I don't know what my call Twitch streams. So this is just the language, oh my god, text domain, which I have here as bool. I will change it to bool, right? So that's just going to render out something that says this requires JavaScript. It didn't work at all. What the deuce? I think that's why. Okay, so what I was doing was I was escaping and returning. This will escape and echo, or translate and echo, I should say. You know what? We should escape HTML and echo it, because the reason being, there's a bit of debate about this, but Cord doesn't require this stuff. But in my agency work and in my life as a developer elsewhere, this is a good habit to be in, is to escape your translations, because translations are technically an attack vector potentially, because if you can upload like a translation file, like a .pot file, if you can corrupt one, then you could technically inject like script tags and do whatever the heck you want in there. So escaping your translations is always a good idea. Take that for what it is. Cool. So let's see. So now we should have, okay, requires JavaScript. Cool. So that's basically all we want to do here. I'm going to have to do some other stuff where we render the block. Have to do some other stuff where we get some JavaScript in here, but I'm going to switch over to the sort of admin side of this now. Okay, so this is the edit state. The edit state's going to be a lot different than this. So, okay, so like I said, I'm going to try to use this React Google Charts. I'm going to do like a, I don't know, like a bar chart, or I don't know, candlestick chart. What's that? Oh, that's not what I want. Intervals, line chart, Sankey diagram, scatter chart, table chart, timelines. Nope. Trend lines? No. You know what? I'm going to go for good old-fashioned pie chart. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We can do whatever we want to do here. But the first thing that we need to do is we need to install it. So we're going to install this to our package, right? So we're going to run npm install, I'm going to dash save. And this is actually going to be part of our build. So we need to have this saved, not as a dev dependency, but as an actual dependency. Hopefully this is going to work. I guess we'll just see. We'll just see what happens. So in our package, you can see we've got, where are we here? We've got React Google Charts. So let's just take a really basic example and we'll import chart. We'll take the chart. In our edit, we're going to, I like to do, not there. I like to have a place of here that I call like external dependencies. Dependencies. We're going to import chart from right here. I'm going to just return the chart. Just like this. And we'll just see what happens. I'm going to use just the basic example out of here. Bubble chart. Let's go to the pie chart. Charts. We'll do a really simple pie chart. Boom. So this looks pretty straightforward. I'm just going to grab all this. I'm going to plunk it right in there. And hopefully this will just render and be happy. And npm start. See if I get any errors. Nothing so far. And I'm going to render this. I'm going to update, render. Oh, there we go. So we've get done. We can all go home now. So we've got that. Now there's obviously some things that we have to do here. So we need to take a look at, I can look at the block.json. You can see we're using API version 2. So that means we also need to use, and I think I just deleted it all, use block props. So I'm going to const block props, props equals use block props. And I'm just going to try to spread these maybe. This is probably not a good idea, but I don't know. Let's just see what happens here. I don't think this is going to work, but we'll try. So we'll just put block props on there and we'll see what happens. Is it going to do its thing? Oh yeah, it blew up. Okay, so that's not right. So I think I'm going to wrap it in a div. I'm going to wrap it in a div and then put my block props there. And we're going to do this. And then hopefully this should do what it needs to do. And we should be good. Okay, cool. Don't know why that's... Oh, I think that's the CSS that's coming through. So we'll take care of that in a minute. Cool. So we have this. Now this is great. Not super helpful, but maybe we need a title. We're going to need a title, right? My daily activities. Maybe that's the title. So title. Options or title. Okay. Cool. So let's give it a title because we want to be able to manage that title. So we'll go into block.json. We'll just add some attributes. By the way, absolutely add this in. It has been updated though. There is now an official WordPress. You can find it here. It's in Gutenberg, so you can access it directly. But there is actually a. Is it what is it? WP.schema. I can't remember. I have to find it again. But basically, it's like it's a WordPress version of it. And I'll have to look it up. But this is super helpful because it tells you everything that is supported in here. So we'll call this title. So now, I do this and I can see that the title will actually support the type. Type is going to be, and you see, and it gives you all of these prompts. It makes doing this kind of stuff super awesome. There's also one for theme.json, which is going to be so good because theme.json has so many options that it's very hard to keep track of it all. So that's where something like this comes in handy. It's super, super duper handy. Super duper handy. Okay, cool. So let's go. So now that we've defined that, we've got here. So now we can go, we can get our attributes out of here. I'm gonna destructure out the title. I'm gonna put title is title. I'm just gonna do it this way. Use the object property shorthand. I'm gonna give this just the default, just just to show default, just to make sure it's working. Full title, because we don't have a means of like updating it yet. So I just want to be able to see it. Default title. So there we go. So now that's working on our default title. Yeah. So the next thing we need, well, we need a place to edit this. So we can do it a couple of ways. Like, because this is what we want to have rendering on the front end. Without this blue, let's get rid of the CSS style. Is that the color or is this the color? This is the color. So we're gonna get rid of the style. I'm gonna just not import the style right now, and that should get rid of that blue box. Did. Don't know why it's getting that width thing though. I'll have to figure that out. Okay, inspect. So this is that. I wonder if we can set like a width property on here. Let's see, chart type. Oh, width. So if I take width off of this, what does it do? I don't want to mess with the width. There we go. So that's what we want. We'll just do it that way. And if I take height off, I don't really want to. Maybe these are some control. Nah, maybe we'll leave height on there. That might be something that we can set as a like a control here, maybe. Okay, so this is our poll. So we got our title, but we need to give the people taking the poll the ability to actually vote on this thing. So how can we do that? If you're just joining, looks like a bunch of people dropped in. Thanks for showing up. Not sure what the title of my stream says, but we're not doing this candidate. I'm actually doing a custom poll block in Gutenberg, and I'm using some external libraries and all that stuff. Anyways, if you so inclined, drop a wave or hi or whatever in the chat so I can say hi to you. And yeah. Cool. So we need to be able to edit this title. So there's two ways that we could do that. Because this is like an interface, I'm thinking maybe we put some stuff over here. Like that's sort of what I'm thinking. So we'll do that. If anyone has any strong suggestions or opinions on this, I'm happy to hear them. The other thing that I want to take off from supports is custom class name, because this bugs me. So if I do that, I should now not, yeah. So that advanced tab, I don't know if you remember seeing that or not. It's not there anymore because I got rid of that block, no longer supports it. A couple of other things that I want to add is I want to make this multiple false. So we can only insert this one time on a post. Reason being, I'm thinking that we're going to be using, the idea is that we'll be using post meta to store the votes and everything, which I'm still debating on whether or not that's actually a good idea. But anyways, so we'll do that. So we need to do that stuff. Okay, so so let's add some inspector controls. Okay, so for inspector controls, they should be in the block editor. Inspector controls are they're a slot fill. So if you're not familiar with slot fill, it's a pretty cool concept where basically it's like I put something in one place and it renders somewhere else. It's like a hook system almost, like, but not really. So what this does is, so I put this in my edit component, and this inspector controls maps to a slot. This will create a fill that then maps to a slot. The slot will then appear over here. So if I refresh this now, we should see, and I select the block, we should see I've now got this panel thing. So that just spit out whatever I put in there. Now there's a much better way of doing this. Well, not better way, like I want to create a panel. So I want to get the panel from, I don't need this anymore. What is this thing? Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of that stuff. So panels, import, I'm pretty sure we're gonna go panel from WordPress components. There we go. So if I put a panel inside of here, right, the panel component, and then the contents go in here. Content. Now there's a bunch of parameters in here. Let's see. Is it gonna tell me? I'm gonna have to look that up. So this should give me this when I refresh this and I select this thing, we should get a panel. Okay, so I think we need a title. Title is called poll options. Let me just say options because it's part of the poll block. I should be translating that. I'll probably add that in a second. No, that didn't work. All right, let's look it up. Let's look it up, Ryan. I mean, you don't know what you're doing. Panel component. Gutenberg. I think I'd have this on speed dial by now. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, so the handbook has got some great little things in here, some suggestions on how to do things. You can take a look. Development guidelines. So you can see we got title, panel header, panel body. Maybe I just need the body. I'm gonna grab this whole example and then we can mess around with it. So I'm gonna come up in here. We're gonna get the panel stuff. Why is that giving me? Oh, you get out of here with that stupid error. That's just complaining that those things are not installed, which is true because I don't need them. But it is nice. I'm gonna get rid of the icon because I don't want to import the icon to this project. So this should get rid of this. All right, so now this is gonna create a panel, and the panel body is gonna have a title of my block settings. So I'm just gonna call this options. Options. I don't think we need all of these, but we'll see. And this is gonna make sure that the initial state of the body is open, and this is gonna be the content or the row, I guess. So we're gonna refresh this. I'm gonna click on that. So there we go. So we got my panel, we got options. So I think what we can do, I'm gonna get rid of panel because I don't think I need that, and I think I'm gonna just see what that looks like because really that's what I want, right? And then I don't so this is the poll and this is the options for the poll, and then we can use a couple of rows. I guess we'll just do this. I'm not even sure what this is gonna look like. It might have some like delineation in there, which might be kind of neat, but we'll take a look. Yeah, probably just some spacing, I would imagine. So these are the options. So the first option, Panels is in the block editor. Thank you, Anoop. No, what? No, it's not. But that's cool. Okay, so we need to be able to set the title. So the title, I'm torn with this kind of stuff that like I feel like the way it should work is if I select that, I should be able to edit that title in line. Now this component's not going to allow me to do that because it's a component. So I'm going to put it in here for now. It's text control. We're going to use a text control in here. Right, so we're going to put text control. What is text control from? You know what? I'm going to install components. Not because I need it, but because save. Because this helps with like code hinting stuff. Just while it's installed, like the dependence, like so you can install all the packages, all of them from WordPress to your project. And as long as you're using scripts, like the WP scripts package, which is what we're using, and more specifically the dependency extraction plugin, it won't actually add these to your bundle. So what it does is it says, oh, you're trying to use @WordPress/components or @WordPress/anything, and it converts it to access the global, which I can show you what I mean by that. So for example, let me clear this. For example, I am trying to get panel body, panel row, and text control from the components package. So WordPress looks at that and basically turns it into something that looks like this. So it would be the equivalent of doing wp.components, right? So this would be the equivalent. Now this works as well. You can absolutely do this. You just have to make sure that it loads. But the benefit of doing it this way is twofold. One, you can import it and get all the code hinting, and two, when the scripts package, when the dependency extraction plugin sees this, it will augment your index assets file here to add any of those items as dependencies before your block script gets loaded. So when this is registered, like if you've ever enqueued a script in WordPress, you have the ability, you say what the slug is, you say where to find it, and then you say, what are my dependencies? Meaning what stuff needs to be loaded before this script. And this does all that for you, which is super duper handy. And that's new. Never seen React loaded in there before. Guess we'll see. Anyways, so this line gets converted into this line because if you go in here and you say WP, you can see we've got all this stuff in here, right? And so components is sitting right there. So you can go, pardon me, wp.components.panel body, panel row. It's all there. I would recommend doing it the way that I'm showing though, because it does. It's closer to some like more modern JavaScript programming, I guess, and also you do benefit from all the IDE enhancements, and you don't have to ever worry about managing. It's okay, nope, no worries. There's lots of places where stuff lives. I can't keep track of it, and I do this like every day. Anyways, so that's loaded. Yeah, that's why I was doing this. So if I go into text control now, is it gonna? Let's see. So we got label. We'll call this label is going to be title, right? And then I think we have to do an on change. We do. So the on change function handles when this stuff changes, and we need to get into some more attributes. Set attributes. This function comes from the block, so we need to get it up here. So attributes. And then we need to go set attributes, right? Yep. Okay. And then so the attribute. So the set attribute takes an object. So we wanted object the title, and we want to call it. I'm just going to say new title. This function receives the parameter of whatever was just typed, and I'm just going to update that to new title. So when we update this here, we should see that our options, that our title gets updated as we sort of move forward with it. So let's refresh this. Grab this. This is my. What happened there? Let's see. On change is not a function. What? Text control. Well, that's okay. Text. Is it not? Maybe it's on update. Text control. What parent is on change? Oh, I wasn't building. That's why. If I ever get to the point where you can put like a mode, like, you know, where you can use the whatever the channel points to like drop emojis, I'm gonna build. I'm gonna put one in that says horrible typing, and another one that says is your build running, so people can remind me. Hi, Robin, how's it going? Thank you for joining. And where am I? What am I doing? Okay, cool. So let's go back here. So now hopefully we should see that this thing update. There we go. So we got update. So we can change our title here. I don't really like the look of this so much, but that'll be that. So yeah. Cool. So now we have our update. So let's update that. So we should see, make sure that this is actually being updated. There we go. We got our title. Everything's good there. Cool. So now what's next? How should we handle the options? Probably need to do something a little bit more tricksy. So basically, so this, what is this? This is task. Okay, so the first column. So let's start mid. Okay, so work. Okay, task hours per day. So this is going to be, let's say, topic, option, let's say, and votes, because this is a poll if we're doing this right. So what about bar chart? Is bar chart a thing? I'm just now playing around. So there should be a bar chart. This bar chart. Okay, so if let's refresh it and see what it looks like. Oh, that's just gonna, oh my God, that's exactly what I want. Let's do that. So I don't see, there's like, so this is work votes, eat votes, commute votes, watch TV votes, sleep votes, and then this is votes. Okay, well that kind of makes sense. I think I'm gonna go option for adding options. Yes. I'm from China. Here's midnight. I will learn it later. Thanks for your live tutorial. Thanks for joining, Robin. I really appreciate it. Yeah, happy to have you. Cool. So I think, I mean, this looks like a little graphy thing. We can probably get a little prettier with it. So like total population. Oh, I see. So we can add some more options in here. Let's play around with some options for tests for preps. Let's just mess around with some options. So we'll put, so I don't want to get rid of title. I'm going to save that. Let's just see what this looks like. I'm gonna get this nice and pretty, and then we can use the same thing. Total population, votes. What? No. Okay, there we go. So this is gonna be like votes. Do I need that? I'm gonna get rid of this. And this is gonna be topic or option. I don't know. What do you call them? I guess they're options. Let's just see. Oh no, did I break something? Got an error. Cannot draw a chart, no data specified. Oh, what have I done? Maybe I need to put that back. I feel like I need to put that back. Options, votes, and then I don't know why there's a thing there. Let's look at the API. Maybe there's like a sort of like a Options, all the options, data reference, complete data format, bar charts. So, labeling bars. Bar chart. Data format, nope. Configuration options. Box style. Well, anyways, I don't think anybody wants to watch me just doing this. So I'm gonna take these out, and we'll just kind of play around with some stuff and see what it looks like until we get a little bit happy with it. And I might just abstract this. There, that looks fine. So these are the options. These are the votes. Someone's pinging me on my Apple Watch. Cool, awesome. Okay, so now I gotta quit stalling, and I have to figure out how we're gonna do this. So what I think I want to do is, we're gonna in here. So this is the title, and then we just need options, right? We need to have options. So options. What is options going to be? I think it needs to be. Okay, we're gonna do so title. We're gonna go options. Right. Type. It's going to be an array. Okay, I'm going here and I'm going to say attributes. I'm going to say options. I'm going to just set default value if it doesn't exist. Do this. Oops, that's right. Set. I broke that. Okay, and then I'm going to just go option. Right, I'm going to take that. I'm going to spread. No, why does it want to do that? You need to stop. Options. So this is the array spread. So this should create one big array based off of this. So there's an array. Let me explain this a little better. So I'm defining an array, and then I'm spreading these. Oh, okay, thanks ESLint. That's fun. So basically, I'm taking this, and then I'm spreading this, which is an array, and it should all go in there. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. So we shouldn't see any change here, and we don't. Okay, cool. So that's great. So whatever options are, it's going to get spread into that. Now, we also have to save this somewhere because we want to render this. This needs to be rendered somewhere. We need to save this out. So for now, I wonder, actually, is it possible to click on that? I wonder if it's possible to click on that. Let's see. That's not where I want to be at all. Let's get back there. Okay. Where's this taking me? That's not where I want to go. Vents. Click. I wonder, does that actually happen? Let's go. It'd be super cool if we could just click on the bar and have it be the sort of the way we do it. So components, chart. Did mount. Interactions. Interactive user selection. I feel like that might be in here somewhere. Interactions. So chart events. That's a simple example. I love it. This is exactly what I want, though. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab this chart events thing, and we'll drop it in here. I don't know if this is gonna work or what. We'll see. So we're gonna grab some chart events. So select, and then you selected, and then let's just see what breaks. I love doing this. This is fun. I just get to break everything. Hey. Okay. You selected value too. Cool. So we can do it that way, maybe. What do you think? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so what is this thing? So this is giving me the row 2, column 1. Does it give me more data than that? Set value. So data table is selection. Selection like this, and selection data table. Get table data. So I just console. I don't need this alert. I'm gonna get rid of that for now. I'm gonna go console log data table. Keep an eye on this. This I'm just gonna console log it. So let's see what happens. Selected. Okay, there you go. Version 6 cache. Okay. I feel like let's just see what could spit out there. It probably gave me all the answers and I just didn't read it. Because it'd be cool if I knew what this thing was and what the values were. So this got me the value. So row 0, column 1. Row 1, column 1, row 2. So this is row 0. Okay, 0 index. That makes sense. Cool. Okay, so if I can do that, then we should be able to get this stuff updated, right? Okay, so anyways, I'm all over the place here. So what we need is we need to be able to have items that we're adding in there. So let's do that. For the sake of this, I'm going to create a new file and call this chart.js. I'm going to call this, what is this? Poll display.js. I'm going to abstract this out into its own file because it's going to get poll display. It's going to get unwieldy soon because we got all the stuff that we're going to do here. I'm going to go export default poll display, and I'm just going to grab all this. Copy that, put it into here. Boom. Should be import the chart. Okay, that's pretty rough right now. We'll just leave it there, and then I'm going to need to import. I don't need this right now. Import poll display, and then what the heck have I done? Get out of here. And then I'll just put poll display in here. Oh no. Poll display. So this is going to need some props, right? Because we need to know, what do we need to know? We need to know options. So it's going to take props of title and options. Options. God, really? Let's do that. All right, so those are the props. So I'm going to say title equals title, and options equals, you guessed it, options. Cool. So there may be a better way of doing that, but whatevs. Cool. So hopefully this is built, and then we'll refresh this. Should be no. Oh my gosh, what did I break? Let's get rid of the infos. Poll display. Nothing was returned from render. Well, come on now, return. I'm gonna do it this way. This is a shorthand. Like if you're just returning a component, you can do the, what are these called? Parens, not curly braces. What did I break? And that needs to go away. So this is just like it'll just automatically return this in React. Because we're not doing anything with this data. We're just using it directly, so we can just return the JSX and it'll work. I hope. There we go. Beauty. I'm gonna put my default levels back. Close that. Okay, so this hasn't changed anything. So now we can kind of leave the poll display a bit. So now what we want to do is we're gonna have. So we got our panel row here. This panel row manages the title. I'm going to get rid of this one. So we have another panel row here. And we're going to need to do, what are we going to need to do? I'm going to need to do something like this. Options dot map. I don't know if map's the right one, but item. All right, and we'll just have it. I don't even know if this is gonna work. Let's see. Text component. Text control. Value. Oh, you know what we didn't do here? I didn't set the value here. We need to add the value of title, because it'll display the title in that thing. Sure. Value equals. So item is an array, so we can do item 0, I think. Anyone with better JavaScript skills, happy to key. Key. We're also going to set the key to this. So people, you may have seen like people using like a for each or like a for loop with I or whatever variable and setting that as the key. That's kind of discouraged, I guess, in React, because it's not always the same. Because if your length of your array changes, then your keys could change. So this way, I'm using the actual name of the key here, which won't change. So hopefully that won't be a problem. So which I'm hoping is going to happen here is I'm going to render this. I'm going to click on this. And I got basically all of these buttons. So these are the options for in here. And let's see. Beneath this, I think what I need is like a plus and a minus thing. Oop. That's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, so I have to add like another one. So maybe I can do like I'll do like a button. There's a button component. Where's that one from? Yeah, we'll just import button from components, which we now got. We can say add new option. Sorry, I lost my thing. There we go. So let's just see. Okay, so we got this. So add new option. This looks so good. There we go. Is secondary. Yeah, okay. So that's a prop that'll give it a bit of a. There we go. Okay. So what I want to do is I don't think. What does panel row take? Does panel row have a title? I don't know if panel row's got a title. We'll see in a minute. Test. This is literally how I figure half the stuff out. Update, no. Okay, so this is the stuff. So I need to do, maybe I should do it this way. I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna put this text control inside, not there, of this panel row, right? And we're gonna give this a label of option name. Let's call it name. Why is this yelling at me? Missing key for Elementor in iterator. So panel row, this is where the key needs to go now. Right, there we go. So this is gonna give me like a row for each option, and it's gonna put the name of the option on there. I don't know, we'll see. Like this. That's better. A little bit rough. Name, eat, commute. That doesn't do anything. Okay. I'm sure some of you JavaScript aficionados are like cringing watching me do this, but what can you do? Okay, so now when I click this, I want to add another option. So I'm going to add another option. So I do, what is this, on click? On click. So we're going to do this. So this is going to set the attributes again, set attributes. We're going to set the options attributes, but we're going to do some fun stuff with this first. So we're going to go options, and then I'm going to just say it's going to be updated options. What was I spelled? Completely wrong. Continuing to spell it wrong. Options. Okay, so const. So what I want to do is I want to take, before this does stuff, oh, I need to put that in there. Right? Yeah. Okay, updated options. So I'm going to say const options equal updated options equals, and then I want to say I'm going to take wait, options is an array, right? Options is an array, updated options, and then I want to spread options onto it. But what I want to do is I want to add so this would be the, gonna run into some stuff here, but we'll see. So we'll go name. No, we're gonna go call it name, and then the value is gonna be 0. Sure, and then we're gonna do that. Okay, and then this should update the option. So this should, when I click it, it should add a new one at the bottom called name. Let's see. Let's see what happens. All right, we're gonna go down here and go, and it added it somewhere. Type name. Oh, I added it to the top. So I'm gonna actually do it a different way. I'm gonna spread that, and then I'm gonna do it this way. So this isn't gonna support ordering because this is not, not yet, anyways. So okay, so we have this, and let's. Okay, so I should hopefully get something on, yeah, name. Okay. But I'm going to say, I'm just going to leave it blank. That's what I'm going to do, because then we'll see that it's, whatever, update. So then we're going to do this. So see, so now we've got name in here. So we can come in here, another option. See, so we got all this cool stuff. So it's adding options like crazy. Yay, good stuff. All right. This is not the best user experience at the moment, but I want to get the plumbing in place, and then we can kind of polish it up from there. Cool. So that handles that. So I think what I might do is maybe create a couple of, like, I don't know. So, okay, we'll go on change. Okay, so the onChange is going to do a couple of things here, right? So we need to onChange. This is a little complicated, but we'll get there. So the onChange function is going to get the new text value, okay? And then we need to then we're going to need to update. Yeah, that's what we're, okay. We're going to need to update that value. So what we can do is on change value, we're going to say, console. First thing I want to see what happens is I want to make sure that I can get the appropriate item. So we'll go item, we'll go options. Option, oh my God, come on. Options. I think I can do it like this. Item. No. I think I need, is it index? All right, so give me the index. So the index. So if I just do that, this should tell me the value. This console log out the value of the item that I'm changing. So let's take a look at this here now. Gonna get rid of this. Got this. Okay, so this is the name is work. So if I type this work, the one I've highlighted is eat. This should be eat. Commute. Watch TV. Sleeps. Okay, so on and so forth. You get the point. So what we want to do is we're going to want to do something like this. We're going to want to basically filter. I think we're going to want to filter. So this is const. We're going to say other values. And if anybody who's better at JavaScript than me has a trixier way of doing this, I would love to know it. So we're going to say, what is it? Options dot filter predicate values. So we're going to say this is going to be. Wait, am I doing that right? I should take a function, right? And this is gonna return stuff that, okay, so we're gonna say that okay, yeah, so this is gonna be item. We'll say item dot name. Oh no, item 0. No. Entry is again. Okay, naming things is hard, man. Entry. So entry is going to be the thing. Entry is going to be 0 is not equal to item 0. So what this should give me, like that. So if I console log this out now, what this should give me is the array of options that don't include the one that I'm editing. Let's see. All right, so if I'm editing work. So I shouldn't have work in here. I have eat, commute, watch TV, sleep, name. Okay, cool. Let's kill that one. So I'm editing commute. I have it highlighted. The text isn't updating. If I do that, I have 5. So I shouldn't have commute in here. Huh. Okay. I think my approach is going to change the order of those things. So maybe that's not what I want to do. Maybe I want to options map it. If we're going to go item 0 equals I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know if this is gonna work. We're gonna say entry 0, 0. So, oh, I think my brain just melted a little. Entry 0. Okay, I'm starting to think that this might be a good case for some kind of internal state, like maybe like use reducer or something like that. So let's clear this. I don't even know what this is going to do. So that gave me the value. So we're going to say turn this is what we'll do. Okay. We'll return an array, and it's going to be new text value followed by entry 1. Which should give me the text value of that. And then this should do this. Why is that giving me a hard time? Oh, return entry. Okay, let's see what that does. So hopefully, if I edit the one that says work, I should say, let's clear this. The work should say work S now. Works. And it shouldn't mess with the order. So name is at the bottom here. So we're going to change this to my name. So then the last, it's not updating, but the last one here, Naaman. Oh, you, of course. Because it's not actually it's not actually updating. Okay. So then we're gonna set the attributes. We're gonna say updated options again. We're gonna have to call this, right? So that's gonna update the options. This could get a little funky, a little bit funky there. All right, so let's go. We'll go and look at name. This is RYA. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so that's working. The problem I'm seeing, though, is that I think we need to debounce it because it's setting attributes. It's setting attributes all the time, which then makes the block not that it loses focus. Just kind of a bummer. Okay, so I think there's a hook, a Gutenberg called use debounce. I didn't spell right. Where is it in the WordPress compose? Use debounce. There we go. That's super helpful right there. Okay. Debounce function will return any scheduled call if canceled. So where's the okay? So, oh boy. All right. Well, it's not super handy. All right. Let's take a look at note to self. This documentation needs to be updated. Okay. So I'm gonna go look at the Gutenberg repository and see what that has got. So I was looking in the compose package. So we go in packages. Not components. Sorry, my bad. Compose, source hooks should be a use debounce hook index. Okay, so function wait options. Okay, cool. So it just takes whatever function we're gonna do. And then return the debounced version of it. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna import it. Where am I here? Import use debounce from WordPress compose. Okay, so this is a hook, so we have to use it like up here. So we're gonna say const debounced oh my god, bounced text control update use debounce. Use debounce is going to take the function. So the function is going to be be this whole thing. I'm going to put that in there. And then what is it? The weight, let's say whatever, 3,000 things. And we'll go from there. So now inside of this, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to cancel and do that. Comment is the word I'm looking for. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to see what happens here. Item is not defined. Don't think I'm doing this right. Okay, so okay, this is not right. Takes new text value, but it should also take, I guess. To the Google. This debouncing behind this. Okay. All right, I'm gonna just go into here and I'm going to. So I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna see what this does. All right, so we're gonna const thing. Oh, have I broken something? Oh yeah. We need to figure out the debounce issue I'm running into here. Okay. Okay, so I also need item. So this takes a new value, but it's also going to need to take item passed to it. Okay, I'm not losing focus, but that doesn't really matter. So what is this? Things console look like? That was weird. Why was that all of a sudden? That was like not defined and then it wasn't. Or it wasn't defined and then it was. Grab that. Undefined? Now it's defined. Okay. I don't know what that's gonna do. I probably just went full circle on this night. It's gonna break all the things now. Yeah. Shit. Okay. Wrap the event handler in the debounce. Event handler in the debounce. Yeah, I was trying to do that, but the problem I'm running into, I think, is like I need to put all of that inside the debounce. Is that what you're thinking, Florida Quarterman? Yeah, that's what I was really trying to, okay, so that's what I was trying to do up here. So which is basically what this is, right? So maybe I'll just do it this way. Set the options and then I'll call this something else. So if I go like that, all right, do this. So hopefully, so then I should just be able to call the debounce control in here, right? And pass it the things it needs, which are the new text value, right? New text value and item. Is this what you're thinking? Something like that? See that? It's kind of what I was thinking before, but I think the problem is that it's gonna be it needs to debounce and then update and not. So I don't know. Yeah, see, it works, but then I still lose focus. That's annoying. Okay. Yeah, still lose focus on it. Okay, so there's a, all right, so it's the set attributes that's doing it. Okay, so set attributes. So in here, so whenever this changes, okay, let's think about this a little bit differently. Maybe I just set this up wrong. Let's think. So when that text control changes, I just needed to change something. One thing. That's it. That JS React? Yes, it is. Selim. Thanks for coming, by the way. It is React. So I'm wondering if maybe I need to do something like more like an internal little data store. I don't know what this is going to do, but I'm thinking if I do something where I'm like, this change dispatches an action that then has my data store get updated, and then every time the data store gets updated, I can run a set attributes on it. I feel like that might be a similar approach. Hey, thanks for the follows, Selim. Thank you. I think that might be a way of going about it. So this is a good opportunity to like talk about so use state, right? And use. Okay, so I'm gonna import. So in WordPress, well, in Gutenberg is like an abstraction. It uses React under the hood. So there's actually a abstraction package called WordPress Element. So what am I using? Use reducer, I think. I'm gonna use reducer from. I might be going for the sledgehammer approach, but I don't need it at WordPress, and it's actually in the Element package. So this is basically, if you can get it in React, this is where it lives. So this is where you'd find like use state, and use effect. Any hooks that come with WordPress with React, all that stuff would be in there. So so maybe I can just use state here. So maybe I can say const. We're gonna go const internal options and set internal options equals use state. Any React developers want to yell at me whether or not I should be setting my state from a prop here. I don't know. Feel free. So then maybe I can mess with the internal options here. Right, and so internal options become whatever the options are when the thing loads. So then in here, maybe I can try that. Maybe I can go like, I don't know if this is gonna actually solve my problem or not, but if I go internal options, right, do something like this, and then maybe instead of doing that, I'll say set internal options and then go internal options. Then I can go take this and I can make that do its thing. I don't know what this is gonna do. We'll see. This is sort of an idea. This is why array as a data type might be a really bad idea. This is not working. Just not working. Okay, this is not working. Oh, hold on. I need to map the internal options. I'm mapping the wrong thing. I know it's gonna work. Yay! Doesn't work at all. Okay, let's figure that out. Is this being called? Oops, wrong one. Okay, hold on. I gotta think about this for a bit. Yeah, so I think I need to think on this for a bit. I'm pretty much done, wrapped up for streaming. I can't remember if it's noon or 12:30 Eastern time that I usually set this for, but it is yeah, I usually have it set till till about 12:30. I can go a bit longer. So okay, I need to rethink this. So the idea that I have in place for this to work, like this works. We can add a new option, or we can't even add a new option. What the heck have I done here? Something is not right. Right? Like that's not adding anything anymore. Oh, this is why. Because I think I'm messing with all the option stuff. Let's just put this up. Oops. Options. We're going to set this to options. I'm going to just get rid of this internal options anywhere. This, don't need this at all anymore. So I think this is going to work. I'm feeling this is going to be like a part 1, part 2 sort of thing. We'll see. So is this going to add a new one? It does. Okay, so it adds more. It adds more options. Not super intuitive though, is it? Okay. Okay. I've run into this before, and I need to figure out how I got around it. I can't remember. I think it might be something to do with like trying to setting an attribute which is causing a re-render, and I wonder if that's just the issue. I wonder if that's just the issue. That's just the issue. I wonder if it. I don't know. The debounce is not really doing what I want it to do. You don't typically have to debounce a text input. Like it just does its thing. What we want to do is we want to be able to maybe control the setting, like the option, when that gets updated. I'm wondering if this is like a state versus attributes thing. Because this doing the, where is it? The add button. Pretty straightforward. It adds a new one. Sets the attribute. That's a single item. So I wonder if like, Yeah, I wonder if if this is this like something along the lines of like let's just see. Okay. Photograph. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this debounce because it's not doing anything for me. I go use effect. Alright. And I do that. The only thing I want to have affected is the options. Alright, console.log options. Hopefully this will only run when I change the options somehow. Right? That's the idea anyways. That is the idea. Let's refresh this. Let's refresh this page. Getting errors. So don't think that's anything we've done. What's that? Two children with the same key. Oh, I know why, because the name thing. Okay, anyways, we'll ignore that for now. So if I change this. Oh. Apparently I'm not doing this. Let's get rid of this. But I have to actually do that when it gets updated that way. Yeah, okay, so that's the same problem we're having. Okay, so good times. Good times, good times, good times. Okay, so maybe it shouldn't be part of the block. Maybe it should be actually updated like as post meta. Yeah, that might be another way of approaching it. If you look at the Gutenberg examples, there's a Gutenberg examples repo. There's actually one that was submitted they use a slot fill, which is pretty cool. That actually kind of does this thing. So slot fill ES next. So in here, it's registering some post meta, and then it uses a not that, and use entity prop. Maybe we should use that. So use entity prop. I'm gonna take this approach. Right? I'm gonna kind of get it out of the block. Just have the block display what's being built. We're gonna do it that way. That's what we're gonna do. So first thing we have to do here is we need to. So anytime you want to get a piece of post meta, that's you want to get it associated with like to be used in Gutenberg, you have to expose it to the REST API. So in our pull.php, I'm going to did you do that in a net? What is that? Yeah, net. So am I doing that in a net? Yeah, right here. So we're gonna just grab this, and I'm just gonna. So this is gonna be we're just gonna send it to the post. This is gonna be Twitch poll data, and it's gonna be an array. Sure. Okay, so now that we've got that registered, where I'm going to jump back over to this example again. This is a really great example. This was contributed by a someone from, I can't even remember who did it, but it's very, very good, and I appreciate it. So index. So we're going to get the entity prop. Post meta, set meta. We need a couple of things here. Okay, so we're going to get use entity prop from core data. I'll get out here. So I'm going to get rid of this stuff. I'm going to use entity prop from core data, and then it's a hook. So we literally just steal what they've done here. So this is a great little example. So we're just going to go get the value of the meta. So meta, set meta, entity prop, post type. Don't know what that is. Let's look. What the post type is. Don't necessarily need that, I don't think. Probably just go post, because that's what we're working with here. But that's not a bad approach there. And then meta key. Our function getting the post meta by key. Post meta key equals meta key. Okay, cool. Okay, so meta. I'm just gonna. Can I just console log meta? See what that does. Ooh, what did I break? Use effect is not defined. Did I get rid of use effect? Apparently I did. So it's empty array. Cool. Okay, so I wonder if I can just give it like this value. Yeah. See if that works. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, what did I do? Options just go away. It's not attribute anymore. Okay, cool. We'll do that. So hopefully this should give me whatever the value is, and then do the thing. And then, oh, I broke it. What did I do? Let's get rid of info. Options is not defined. Of course it's not defined. Oh wait, no. This is all the meta. That's all the meta for the post type. That's not what we want. And I broke options, of course. And you know what? I'll get options out for now. Right here. All right, so hopefully this just won't fail anymore. Mr. Sir Owen Codes. Hi, Owen Codes. How's it going? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Okay, is this working? Okay, that seems to be working, but I think what I also need to do is add options in here. If you're just joining, I'm failing horribly at trying to get this block to update text without forcing re-renders and all kinds of fun stuff. But anyhow, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for coming. Yeah. And okay, so I don't even remember what I was doing there. So okay, let's go default levels. Refresh this, so I should get empty arrays. That's fairly accurate because we don't have any meta set. So we're going to probably want to do a update post meta update, whatever, poll data function, right? And it's a function, so we do this. I can't remember how we did it in the example. Let's take a look. So over how, and so we have this little set post meta key value, set post meta helper function updating most meta access key meta key in the value of the entirely new. Do not forget to write yes. Okay. Okay, so set meta gets whatever the meta is. Okay. So the key is, what did I call the key? I called it which poll data. All right, and this will be options for now. And then just because I want to, I'm going to do a button. Oh, get out of here. Another button that let me put up here. This is going to be, I'm just going to call this update poll data. So I think this will work. What I'm wanting to do here is I want to get the stuff, and I'm going to save it, hopefully. And did that work? Oh my god, what is this? Twitch poll data is not defined. Oh, that's this. That's it's my first day apparently. It was looking for a variable called that was not working. So I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna go in here, hopefully. So this should save this. Hopefully, let's clear this up. Oh, more errors. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Encounter to show. That's not bad. Okay, so now this is showing me the metadata. Perfect. This is showing me the metadata for this particular item. So this is the metadata for the thing, and it looks like I keep. Okay, so that's right. Cool. So now if I refresh this, so if I clear this and I refresh, cancel, I'll update this. So when I update the meta, it actually prompts you to update the stuff. So we should be able to see somewhere. We got an array, a bunch of empty array stuff. What? Is that not right? Okay, let's look. So in local, we can look at the database. I'm going to look at, open this thing. I'm going to look at post meta, show data, and then, well, it doesn't seem to be working at all. Why not? Am I missing a step for the actual setting of the meta? Set post meta, set meta, no. Set meta, object, the current meta, which is here. And we're going to add that. It's not updating. Why is it not? Oh, hold on. To the meta. Okay. Let's try this again. For some reason, this doesn't seem to be actually up. It's showing empty arrays. I wonder if it's. Okay. And I don't see it in here anywhere. Well, that's frustrating. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure that out. Looks like okay. So why? So Twitch poll data. Oh, let's try it as a string. I wonder if that's it. I wonder if it's because it's like, we need to do this JSON dot stringify options. Put that in there. I might have to do some stuff when it comes back, most likely, but let's see. All right, let's try this again. I know saving post meta as like a array and stuff is weird. Sometimes it just doesn't want to work right. And let's clear that, update, and there's, okay, so that looks, okay, it's been stringified, so let's see if it comes back. Reload. Ah! Yeah, why is it empty string? Why are you being like that? There we go. Yeah, so, okay, so it's saving, but for whatever reason, the value's not being updated. Single true shown rest type string. Well, usually if you go to CM Griffin, he knows everyone. What? Nice me. Cool. Thanks for dropping all those names, their own codes. That's great. I'm probably going to have to wrap this up shortly, unfortunately, but I am going to finish this tomorrow. I'm going to do another stream tomorrow, so hopefully we can get this figured out. I might do a bit of homework in the meantime to figure out what the heck's going on. And yeah, but at what time? Probably the same time tomorrow, most likely. I'll put it in my schedule. I'll tweet something out as well. So if you're following me on Twitter at Ryan Welcher, if you're following me on Twitch, you'll get a thingy. You get a notification. All of the code that I'm writing is going to go up to this repo. I will push up what I have. Do I have a Discord? I don't have a Discord, my own. Debating about it, but you can find me in many Discords. There's a couple of WordPress ones around. You can find me in WordPress Slack, on Twitter. Yeah. I might get one set up. I don't know. I don't know if I have enough followers to make it worthwhile yet. But anyways, I really appreciate everyone coming. And like I said, so that repo there, if you want to take a look at it, you can add issues for questions. Take it easy, Florida Coder Man. Always a pleasure. Thank you. Yeah, so just add stuff to that repo, and I'll drop it. I'll hopefully do a stream about it, or if you want to ask questions or tell me my code sucks, you can do that there too. Awesome. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for coming, and if you're around, I will see you tomorrow. So cheers.